I supposed to talk about? There was something. Oh yeah, religion. Religion. So, I don't want to be that one edgy guy, but like, I like answering questions about existential crisis, stuff like that. I'm an ex-Christian. I was raised Christian from the beginning. I'm an atheist now. The reason for that is I just simply, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe in Satan, heaven, hell, the limbo. It's just that I think, because, Jesus might have been real, but he might have just been an ordinary man. Like we learned in history class, back in the Roman Empire, there was a lot of cults, whatever you call them, that made their own religion. So Jesus might have been real, but an ordinary man, and he convinced those people. Have you guys heard about this story? About the stories in Africa that some men in Africa, like, convince people somehow, like they make these cults of religion, said that they're messenger of Jesus, and then they kill the people or something like that. Yeah. And I'm like thinking, right? Like, if we just talk normally about this, so basically, if it's like 2,000 years ago, then people, they didn't know any better. It was only like wars, food, tradition, especially tradition. Like people, right? So they believed in anything, right? Like they didn't know any better. Like no one could explain who created trees, where they came from, for example. Why is the ocean still moving with the waves and stuff like that? Nobody can ask that. They just followed. They were followers, and it came on for centuries, like centuries and centuries. Wow, I'm shaking for some reason, like a little internally. It wasn't until like the, what is it called, Enlightenment, 18th century, something like that people started to take sense. Maybe earlier 17th century, but they were at war. They could just pray to anyone. People say it's a coping mechanism, and it fits the description, right? Don't get mad at me, but it's basically pray to a god. And he's supposed to like give you these, give you like hope, but like it's the same. Like a child can have an imaginary friend with them. Hello, Bob. Sorry, Bob is an actual friend of mine. How about Matthew? Hey, Matthew. I need to talk to you. I want to talk to you about something. Like, it's quite similar. And because like elders, grandparents give it on to their children, and the children to their. It's someone has to break the cycle, right? It's like a loop. It goes on through generations, and people keep believing in that. So but like I say, science and religion doesn't really match up. Mostly because it's like in like fantasy movies, right? In fantasy movies, there could be like, I don't know, you could fly. There could be like a centaur. It's like religion, right? Religion could be God can be flying, or he might not be flying. We cannot see the heavens. It's like magic, But what's not very nice? I've heard of this on the internet as well. That basically Jesus goes in the sky for 2,000 years without seeing us. When we criticize him, maybe slightly, or we do something that he does not like. He doesn't like. There's like 8 billion people. Why can't you decide that? Anyways, So he doesn't like, we have to go to this building called a church, or like pray and say, oh, sorry, we didn't mean to do that. You're basically saved. Like my Savior, Jesus Christ, saved you from what? Those prayers, what did they do to you? Those things you call signs from God are just coincidences. I'm sorry to tell you that, but it's just coincidences. Happy coincidences. I'm sorry, but it's quite truthful in some sense, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, this guy, right? Jesus. He's in the sky. God is in the sky. He expects you, right, to behave the whole, like, very nicely. He doesn't even show once, and the angels as well. And it's said from that one video, how arrogant do you have to be? I'm like, as well, like, how arrogant do you have to be to not show up, make people like go by your rules? I can do the same. I can tell my little brother, please close my door from the room, and if you don't, I'm gonna kick you. It's cruel, right? It is cruel, but it's just a funny example. And then he says, please don't. That's actually a stupid example, but I don't think I would do that, but, just to say an example, just say something similar. And also, what is this thing about, like, I'm only talking about Christianity, but what is also this thing about gay people like that? God doesn't like gay people. Well, I don't know about this, and we are the only species that are homophobic. Like, there's gay penguins, for example. I've heard of gay penguins. I think there were gay kangaroos as well. I've heard of that. What is his problem, bro? Let us be, bro. Like, he made us. Why should he worry about us? I've also heard that if a prayer changes God's plan, then God's plan isn't perfect. Like, just fits the criteria. If you don't want to listen to this video just because you're gonna say, oh no, but I'm not gonna listen because I don't want to worry. I don't want to really think about that God and stuff, and like I'm gonna keep on believing. Your own problem, but you're gonna approach it. You're gonna approach the problem this way or either this way. Okay. Also, Muslim people. Oh yeah, inbred. I'm not talking only Muslims. Like in Christianity, right? Adam and Eve come together, have sex, right? There is a guy. They have a child. That's fine. Maybe 2 siblings. There have to be siblings. But then that's what things start to get. You can't go with the parents. You can't go with the sibling. Incest, basically incest. You're gonna be inbred. I'm sorry, I had to do that. You have to be. So you get inbred. You die. You get mutations. You can learn. Nothing to do. I've also heard that talking snake is mythology. Look at the Hellenism. Look how much people believe that. I don't know if it was because it's a polytheistic religion, or maybe because downfall of Greeks. But look how much people believe that for centuries. And suddenly it came crashing down. We need to wake up. Okay, we need to wake up. Because the atheists only listen to atheists, Christians only to Christians. How about we go together and just learn from our own? But you know what? I feel like it's for every side. Christians don't like to listen to atheist arguments, and atheists don't like to listen to Christian arguments. We all like to win. That's the. I should probably make a think about human consciousness and stuff like that as well. People don't like, they want to win. It's a biological thing. Everyone wants to win. The lion wants to win as well. I'm not gonna be one of those Sigma males, but it's like true. You want to be, conquering. You want to be strong. You want to be the best. This win arguments. Yeah. It's like, it's not very nice. I find it kind of weird Muslims have like 11 wives or something like that. Love is supposed to be like a real thing. It's also as well, right? I used to have a porn addiction, right? Pornography addiction. I stopped watching it 50 days today. I watched for the first time since 50 days. And now I'm like, it's like, is it really that bad if I watch it once a day or like once a week? If I know my boundaries, if I know if it's good or bad. You're gonna talk over here. Is it really that bad? And if you know your boundaries, if you know it's not that bad, sure, why not? I tried again. I didn't really feel pleased too much, but maybe that's because it's the evening. Maybe I'm not in the mood to, but basically that. Anyways, back to religion, right? So basically, what I'm saying is, right, we need to hear each other out. Maybe if Christians have their own argument, I mean, sure, they have some arguments, right? But like every argument they have gets beat by the scientist theories, but that's also for scientists, right? They keep the Christians, or the religious people, they keep saying, like, God created them. The Bible speaks the truth. I really don't want to be biased, but I think because I'm a scientist, because I believe more like for science and stuff like that, I should probably, I am gonna be on science side, like more than the religious side. Honestly, it's like saying I'm not gonna be BS over here. Like I actually don't like the religious people's arguments. It's like saying that looks don't matter. Looks do matter in relationships. It's not only personality. Looks do matter. It's a biological thing. You cannot escape it. I talk my shit. And then go, Joe. I'll see you in the next one. Probably human consciousness about that. Yeah. So I'm doing, yeah. I did that. Okay. Second time. Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye.